How much harm can a website, forum, or bulletin board do to you? Think of the worst things. They can expose you, hack you, bully you, or publish all your personal information on the internet. If you think that's the worst of it, sorry, you're wrong. When I tell you that no matter how many subscribers you have, they can pinpoint your exact location and target you with an airstrike, it sounds scary, doesn't it? Come on, let me tell you how 4chan once fought a terrorist organization using only a keyboard. By the way, I've used various internet sources to make the videos. It's a lot of work, and if you could take a second to like and subscribe and leave your feedback in the comments, it would really make me happier than you can imagine. 4chan is a name you've seen a lot of in the internet iceberg pictures that have been circulating around the internet for years, the last layer before the internet illiterates enter the deep web. The name you know from the phrase 4chan dude. It's an image-based forum where English-speaking users can post and comment on posts with comments or images. When you first hear about it, it may sound very simple for a site at the bottom of the iceberg. After all, Reddit, Facebook, and Twitter do pretty much the same thing. But there is one thing that sets 4chan apart from these sites, and that is that 4chan users can remain anonymous at all times, no matter what. They can remain anonymous in any situation. This anonymity is a weapon that 4chan has used time and time again, and this weapon makes 4chan invincible in any battle they fight. Sun Tzu said, in The Art of War, "He who does not know himself and his enemy is a fool and will lose every battle." This makes 4chan, which is completely anonymous, invincible. In fact, throughout this video series, you will hear about the battles 4chan has won with anonymity. On 26 May 2016, Jaish al-Islam, an armed rebel terrorist group operating in the Syrian civil war, posted 2 training videos on YouTube, filmed in northern Hama, in an attempt to strike fear into their enemies. Jaish al-Islam is a rebel group working in partnership with Al-Qaeda and ISIS, so you can be sure they are the bad guys. On the day the videos were uploaded, a 4chan user noticed them and posted them on Syria General, SG, a sub-community of 4chan's political forum, Pol. His post read, "A rebel training camp in northern Hama. Can 4chan find this place?" 4chan users analyzed these videos hundreds of times over and over again until they got to the bottom of it. The first clue came from another anonymous 4chan user. In the area where the training video was filmed, there was a huge power line in the background. If one day you're looking for a location from a video, don't say, "How can you find a location from a power line?" Because on that day, no one on 4chan did. An anonymous person noticed the power line in the background and shared it. Immediately after that, in another post, he mentioned that if they could find schematics of that power line, they could calculate the distance, and people on 4chan found the schematics of the power line in the background. With this schematic, another anonymous poster used the length and width of these power lines to calculate the distance to the terrorist camp. They eventually found a rural area in Al-Latamina, Syria, with the same power lines. And in this rural area, in addition to the power lines seen in the video, there were 2 different shacks, but that was not enough to confirm the camp. Unfortunately, 4chan users were at a loss. A few power lines, a rural area found like this, coordinates. When the videos and Google Earth were re-examined, they found a semicircle, a new power line, and a 5-beam building in the area. A semicircle that looks exactly like the one in the video, a semicircle that looks exactly like the one in the video, a power line, but an unrelated 5-beam building. Then more power lines. What was found on Google Earth was almost identical to the video. Hopes were raised for users but there was still not enough evidence. No one at the station had rested or slept since the video appeared, but there was nothing to be done. Because you can't pinpoint a location from a building with a few power lines, a few shacks, a semicircle, and a 5-beam roof. That's what the people on 4chan thought. They were going to rest now. Just when they had given up hope, Jaish-ul-Islam made a bad decision and uploaded another training video. In the new video, there was a roof-like building with 5 entrances in the background. Do you know where there is another building with 5 entrances? At the location calculated by 4chan and found on Google Earth. The latest video released by Jaish-ul-Islam confirmed everything. The videos were analyzed again and again. The locations were calculated again and again with great care. And finally, the coordinates of the location were taken from Google Earth. And the coordinates, the diagram, the distance calculated in the diagram, the similarities between the images in the videos and the location found in Google Earth, and all the evidence were given to a man named Ivan Sidorenko, who is said to be a friend of the Russian defense minister. I know you've always had one question in your head up to this point. How could a bunch of nerdy, anonymous people sitting at their desks, crazy enough to calculate distances from a diagram, bomb a place in Syria and cause it to be bombed? The same thing was said by anonymous 4chan users. They made fun of all the hard work of finding the distance from the diagram, defining the location from that distance, or reporting the location from the definition. Some of them even gave their own coordinates, mocking, "Ivan should send me a bomb or two." There were even other users who supported our anons, because it seemed impossible to get a few anonymous people to find an address and bomb it. So what do you think happened next? On 31st May 2016, Russia bombed a field in Alatamina, Syria. 4chan had succeeded. All the coordinates and evidence found on 4chan were sent to a person called Ivan, who in turn sent them to the Russian Minister of Defense. The defense minister assessed the situation, confirmed the location, and then Russia actually bombed the area. The anonymous people on 4chan now had the blood of terrorists on their hands. 4chan had succeeded. Now I'd like to ask you to make a prediction. How many years did it take 4chan to find a location from just 3 training videos, pass the information on to the Russian Ministry of Defense, and then bomb the place? Wrong. It didn't take years. No, it didn't take months. It did not take weeks, and sadly, it did not take days. In just one day, in 24 hours, 4chan found a terrorist camp from 3 videos. He passed the information on to someone called Ivan, who passed it on to the Russian Ministry of Defense, who bombed the area. So you have to be careful when you put something on the internet. A rocket could fall on your head because of the power lines in the background. Until the next video, remember to take care of yourself. Thanks for listening.